Hello everyone, just going to go live on the other one. So how you all doing on YouTube? Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go live on Facebook as well. So DTBTV, United v LFC preview 1. So just going to go live now. So good morning to everybody. Do this in a second. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to DTBTV. This is the preview for Liverpool against Manchester United, part 1. I'm just going to wait for everyone to join. The comment section coming up. Yeah. So yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to DTBTV. And I'm literally going to do a preview now. I've got the Liverpool Echo, as I always do, to let you know what's going on in the city. Coming up to a huge game. And it says here, wish you were here. Now, this is a great article regarding the return of yourself. 1,000 lucky people that are due to head into Anfield against Crystal Palace. So I'm going to read out an article which is all about that, which is just here. And it says here, look, let's get it all up. Morning, Janice. Anfield getting ready to open doors again, which is just sounds great and feels great just to read that out. So what I'll do is I'll read that out in a second. I'm just going to say hello to everybody on both platforms, on YouTube and on Facebook. So morning, Janice, you're the first. Nice and ready. And yeah, we're all live on YouTube as well, which is great. So just sort my hat out. It's not straight. Look at my hair sticking up. Look, bloody hell. All right, man. Getting myself prepped. You know what I mean? Never organised me, am I? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is obviously read out the great news about the return of supporters. Morning, Paddy, mate. Morning, Mikey. Morning, Tom, lad. All right, James. You're from Alton Towers, mate. You lucky git. Yeah, I was there as a kid. I used to love Alton Towers. Right, so what the plan is, what we're going to do this morning is I'm going to read out, like I say, the Anfield getting ready to open doors again, column by Paul Gorst, who's the lad I always read out about. I'm also going to, there's a piece by Michael Owen I don't really get as well. He's sort of saying Thiago doesn't fit Liverpool, which is surprising, really. He's more or less saying that he thinks that Thiago will be sitting there blaming himself that we've gone from European world champions to Super Cup winners and league winners to winning nothing, and he's more or less calling Thiago out for the reason, which I think is severely unfair. So I'll read that out next as well. I know Michael Owen's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think he's got it bang on wrong with what his description of Thiago, because Thiago was good against Southampton, playing in the advanced playmaker role where he was great for Bayern Munich, and Fabinho just nits and tucks. And you think with Henderson, so say Genie goes and Hendo's alongside Fabs, we'll see the best of Thiago. So anyway, this is the card for Liverpool versus Manchester United, which is ready to go. And this week's charity is Help for Heroes. So we're going to do that as our donation along with AFC, like we always do. So the card's ready to go. I'll put that up in a minute. So as you can see there, perfectly cleared. Help for Heroes. And it's for the United game. And it says £10 for Help for Heroes, £10 for AFC, just so I can clear that up for everybody. We've had a couple of people being against what we're doing, but to be honest with you, haters are going to hate, and I accept that now. I need to start being a little bit more professional how I deal with it when I'm getting abused online. But I'm developing thick skin, and I keep saying this. I spoke to Redmen TV, and the abuse that what's his name got, Paul Machin, who's one of the best ones. He got Chris and Paul as a leading two. He was abused of people saying he wasn't a true Scouser. He's not a Scouser. He's not from the right part of Liverpool, which makes him not a Scouser. He's a Scouser through and through. And he got terrible treatment, and it affected him for his first 18 months. They were thinking about quitting it on numerous occasions, I've been told. And they didn't. They stuck with it. And look where Redmen TV are now. So, yeah, I've got to start handling it a little better. What I should just do is just remove and block straight away anybody abusing me. I've had it on YouTube, but that's just the way it goes. So, as always, the scratch card. I did ask if you wanted to do United again, because obviously it was called off. And everyone says, yeah. So as you know how it goes, it's £2 to go, 3 for a fiver. The winner will be drawn on Thursday night at half time. So that's great. So that's that out of the way. Let's read out this piece then. Obviously, it's by Paul Gorst that I always read out, like, from the Echo. And that's great. It's great that I give you this information. This is in the city's local, sports paper, which is, well, the Echo, basically. And it says here, Liverpool are putting the final touches to their plans of welcoming back fans to Anfield this month. As many as 10,000 supporters will be permitted into the ground when the Reds host Crystal Palace for the final game of the Premier League season in 2 weeks' time. It will be the largest crowd at the iconic stadium since Liverpool were knocked out of Champions League by Atletico Madrid back in March 2020. And after Saturday's 2-0 win over Southampton, the club have stepped up their efforts to ensure things run smoothly on the 23rd of May when Palace are entered by Jurgen Klopp's side. The seat coverings that have remained in place around Anfield during behind closed door games have now been removed. That is brilliant. I was there working at the club when all them were put up, and it was so deflated. You could smell the plastic, with all the fabric being covering over the seats, but they're now removed. They've removed the whole of them. There you go. If there's ever a lift to get you out of this pandemic, that things are getting better, removing all that seat covering, right? And you're going to see Anfield now in all its glory. The 10,000 will be spread out around the ground, I should imagine. You'll probably have about 4,000 or 5,000 in the Kop, 2,000 in the Kenny, 2,000 in the main stand, upper and lower. And the Annie Road will probably be empty. I can't see them using the away end. But who knows? We'll see. So anyway, let's carry on what I'm saying. Liverpool have also asked their stewards to report for duty before 11 a.m. on May the 23rd, over 5 hours before kickoff. And I know a lot of the stewards. One of my real good friends, Chris Stirrup, the chairman of AFC Liverpool, is the chief steward. He's in charge of literally the whole of the Kenny stand. And I'm so glad that him and his friends are back at Anfield now, because they've been on bloody furlough or without a job for a year now. So well done. Enjoy, lads. I hope you all enjoy the game. You're back, and hopefully you're going to stay there for good. So that's all. Hats off to all the stewards of Liverpool Football Club. So it says here, to put for duty 11 a.m. They aim to execute the safe comeback of their supporters without a hitch. It's also understood the club are planning to order new uniforms for their stewards, who are contacted on Saturdays about the plans for the return of fans for the final game. Liverpool played against Wolves, Tottenham and West Brom in December with around 2,000 in attendance for each. But the visit from the Eagles later this month will be the largest crowd at a domestic game at Anfield since the 2-1 win over Bournemouth on March the 7th, 2020. Supporters who attended one of those games this season were not eligible for the ballot, while NFC technology will again be used to allow fans to gain access using an electronic ticket. I don't know if you've heard about this new electronic ticket they're doing. So there'll be no more physical tickets. Apparently, you can have up to 20 friends and family on your app. It's an app that Liverpool are using where, say you are ill and you can't go to the game, you're allowed to use any of your other 19 family or friends members to send them the link to the app to go into the ground. Liverpool will have the list of all the people on your list. It's a way of stopping ticket touts, them ridiculous idiots that charge people an arm and a leg to go to games. You literally have to register now, friends and family, and it's the new technology they're using, which is the NFC technology. So, again, I'll go into a little bit of further detail about that later. But from what I've heard and what I've read about it, it's based on the fact that you're allowed friends and family. Say, for example, your granddad's a season ticket holder. He can let his nephew go, or his brother go, or his wife go. Anyone in that selection, I think it's up to 20, and you're allowed to swap, I think, as long as they're your family, and that we'll have to find out. But it stops then people putting the tickets out, going, here you go, get in the game, I'll charge you 200 quid. Then days are gone, because there's a lot of stories last season of poor families travelling all the way over here from Ireland or wherever and getting dinged, literally for the tickets. They paid, which I think was stupid. You should never pay. There's a bit of advice I'll give you. Never, ever pay unless you are meeting the person on that day. But anyway, you can't do that anymore anyway, because this new technology stops you from doing it. So things should be better for the supporters not getting ripped off. So anyway, fans who will be at the game will be season ticket holders or official members with, here you go, 19 credits from the Premier Leagues, while the fan update must also be completed. A COVID-19 test prior to the game is not mandatory, but is encouraged. So they're not forcing you to take a COVID test before you go in the ground, but you know, it's there, and I don't see the point in you not taking it. It takes 20 minutes. I've done lateral flow testing in my last job myself. You get the answer, ting to your phone in 10, 20 minutes. And at the end of the day, that we're not going to get out of this pandemic unless everybody sort of like sings from their hymn sheet. So I would advise you do it. It says here, Liverpool have been working closely with the city partners, Liverpool City Council, Merseyside Police and the Spirit of Shankly to create a robust plan in line with the government guidance. Klopp's side have suffered in the absence of their fans, losing 6 games at home this season in total. Those half a dozen defeats came in successive games between late January and early March as Liverpool lost 6 times at home consecutively for the first time in the club's history. I miss the fans so much, Trent Alexander-Arnold said in December. It feels empty without them, even though you know they're watching at home. They're all over the world tuning. It's not the same without them. Football's not the same. The game will represent something of a landmark moment for the club as football aims to implement the safe return of supporters for next season. So that's the piece by Anfield Getting Ready, and I hope you enjoyed that, and it gives you a little bit of information as to what you can expect to happen when you come back. I'm just going to read this piece here by Frank de Boer as well. Frank de Boer is set to call Van Dijk up to the Holland squad. So whether he is fit enough to be named in the side for the upcoming, the discussion that says here, Frank de Boer is set to call Virgil van Dijk this week to discuss whether he is fit enough to be named in the side squad for the upcoming European Championship. Van Dijk has been out since suffering an anterior cruciate ligament injury in October against Everton. Hopes have been raised in Holland that he could be available for next month's Euros after the defender posted a video earlier this month of him sprinting on the pitch at the club's AXA training centre. But speaking earlier this month with Klopp confirmed Van Dijk remains weeks away from a return to full training, casting a major doubt about his availability for the tournament. So De Boer's coming to speak to Van Dijk. You've got to remember it's May now. The Euros are in late June, aren't they? June. Oh, no, early June, isn't it? Nah, he's not going to the Euros, not in my opinion. Liverpool won't allow him to go. You know, you've got the World Cup the following year. I don't know whether Holland have qualified for that. But if it was me and I was paying Virgil van Dijk £250,000 a week and we've just won no trophies without him, I would be saying, listen, we pay your wages, you're not going. But we don't want to upset Van Dijk at the same time. So Liverpool will have to deal with that when the time comes. Just going to look at some more comments. Hope you're not aching too much this morning. Tracy, honestly, that bike ride yesterday, I did 22k and I've not done it for a good few months. So it killed me. I come in to watch Super Sunday and I was asleep by 2 o'clock and get up till 7. So, yeah, aching a bit. Mind you, I was planning on doing my 5k run today as well. So, which I probably will do. I'm going to do it about 12 o'clock, going around Anfield doing my 5k run. So, hello from Malta. All right, George, mate. You're doing a great job. It's jealousy. Take no notice. Cheers, Paddy, mate. Forget the haters. Cheers, Mike. Can't wait. You're doing a great job. Cheers, Owen. That sound great, but it's always hard to get tickets from Malta. It's hard to get, hey, George, it's hard to get tickets in Liverpool. I've been part of the local general sale for the last 2 years and I still haven't got a ticket. So, yeah, it's a great idea, the electronic ticket. It's stated on the LFC website. Read all about that the other day. Good system to have in place. Yeah, totally agree. All right, Paul, mate. £85 is the most I paid for a ticket. That was the Europa League game against United. Was in the Cup the end that night. Yeah. VVD surgeon has advised him against this and he ain't nowhere near ready. Yeah, I totally agree. He's not nowhere near ready. So, yeah, so that's my piece to do this morning. That's my preview for Manchester. Well, I haven't really done a preview for Man United at the moment, have I? There's no team news in here at the moment. This is one's for Thiago. Reece Williams has revealed that he has been telling Thiago he needs to shoot more. Reece Williams offering Thiago advice, eh? This is the piece by Michael Owen. I'll just finish with this. It says, ex-Red Owen still unsure over new man. Question marks remain over whether Thiago fits into Liverpool's style of play, despite the midfielder netting his first goal for the club, insists the former Red striker. The Spain international signed from £20 million from Bayern Munich last September, broke his scoring duck at the 26th time of asking when he registered in the last minute of the 2-0 win over Southampton. Despite Thiago now having got off the mark for his new club in the final month of the season, ex-Cop idol Michael Owen, who struck 158 goals in 297 games for Liverpool, remains unconvinced of the 30-year-old's suitability for Klopp's tactics. Owen told Premier League TV it has been particularly difficult for him as it has coincided with Liverpool slipping and falling from grace. He comes to a new club, they are world champions, European champions, Premier League champions, and you just think, let's continue and keep winning trophies. But it's not been like that. There has been a huge dip in form, huge amounts of injuries, and all the reasons why Liverpool aren't the same force as they were in previous seasons. He will take that personally as well as an experienced player. He's a phenomenal player, but the questions are still out there whether the way he plays suits this team. It's very difficult to answer this question with the likes of Van Dijk and that out. So many injuries and upheavals, but there is no question when you watch him, he brings a smile to your face. So he's kind of contradicted himself a little bit there, Michael. I mean, he's saying 1 minute, you know, he thinks that Thiago doesn't fit Liverpool, but then he's saying, hang about, if we didn't have all these injuries and, you can't judge him until next season. And I don't think you can judge him until next season. 2 reasons. If the fans are back, he'll know the squad better. In fact, 3 reasons, and Virgil's back. So that's great. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that half an hour or 15, 20 minutes. And I'll be back tomorrow with the same and team news, and we'll build it up to the week. So don't forget, Scratch Card is now available and the draw will be the same time. So if you want to go on that, you don't have to do it today. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You've got till Thursday night. See you soon. You'll never walk alone. Manchester United Part 1. Just wait for everyone to join. I always forget bloody YouTube. Sorry. So, yeah.